Is Da Nang losing its soul as huge developments bring cash, but also the problems that unchecked growth inherently have? We've arrived for our month's stay in this rapidly developing tourist destination in central Vietnam. We'll show you our apartment, stroll through the local neighbourhood that's in a state of transition, and of course savour some of the amazing Vietnamese cuisine along the way. Make sure to watch till the end, where we will break down the trade-offs you might need to accept to enjoy Da Nang as a slow traveller. Da Nang is one of Vietnam's most popular tourist spots, and we made the short 40-minute journey from Hoi An through the lush rice fields. Very soon there was an abrupt change to a city skyline with cranes and large-scale development on every street. Most of the beach between Ambang and Da Nang is heavily developed with resorts. We booked our stay at the Doma Apartments at the southern end of Da Nang because it was very reasonable, being outside of the main tourist areas of Mai An and Mai Ki. Our studio apartment had a small balcony with a washing machine, a well-kitted out kitchenette, a full-size fridge, great storage, and comfy king-size bed, which is quite rare in Vietnam and most of Southeast Asia. With a lovely pool area and gym, it had everything you need for a long-term stay. The cost was $400 USD, and utilities, electricity and water, which are still to come at the end of our stay. There are definitely some negative points, which we will cover off in our wrap-up video. The area itself is quieter, but as with everywhere in Da Nang, there is development on every street. It is apparent there is significant investment going into building high-quality apartments for the influx of digital nomads and political refugees. This certainly creates a different atmosphere. One positive thing we noted was the interesting mix of architecture, which will make Da Nang distinctively different from many developed cities we have visited. Every suburb has its own cafes, gyms, restaurants, pickleball courts, and convenience stores, making everything easy. Yes, that is a vending machine built into someone's fence. Fortunately, right across from our accommodation was a fantastic little cafe called 7 Days, which became our go-to breakfast spot. The staff are friendly, the cats snuggly, and the coffee is fantastic too. If you are enjoying this video, please hit like and subscribe as it enables us to make more fun content. Da Nang is best known for its long golden sand beach. With the gentle South China Sea and clusters of palm trees, it is easy to see why it is known as the Miami of Southeast Asia. The most popular and therefore crowded areas are Mai An and Mai Ki. This is where you will find the setup for water sports like parasailing, surfing, and many beach bars. Grab a sun lounger and buy a drink or some food to get it for free. They have changing rooms and showers as well. The whole area is well developed and has a great vibe, especially with some of the creative bars opening. It was very hot during our stay, hitting 35 to 36 degrees Celsius some days. So most people go to the beach in the mornings or late afternoons once it cools off. The public toilets along the boardwalk are very hit and miss, with many being old-style squats. The nicer beach bars have better facilities. There is a very well-developed promenade running the length of the beach, although it is a bit rough in patches, as you will see later in the video. Also, being a city, to cross into the heart of things, you have to navigate heavy traffic. Walk confidently when there seems to be an ebb and don't stop. Like most cities, there are areas that feel grungy, but there is also plenty to see and do. During our stay there was a fireworks festival and also a fantastic food fair, which we will show in our next video. Parts felt like Melbourne with the cool street art and vintage clothing stores. The Dragon Bridge has a fire and water show on Saturday and Sunday nights, and it's right next to the Sontra night market, which is also fun for a visit, although we have been to better in Asia. They have really good grilled seafood and cheap beer, so it was a fun night out. The Han Market is a large indoor shopping experience. that is crammed, full of everything and anything you might want to buy. Don't come here if you're claustrophobic though. As the sun goes down, everyone heads to the beach. The streets are full of whole families crammed onto one scooter. The promenade becomes heavily congested with parked scooters, excited children, and street vendors selling food. It was really nice to see a more authentic side to the city, as it does feel very touristic. We enjoyed the Paradise Beach Bar for its chilled vibe and more tiki bar style. Elsewhere they are building high-end beach bars with pools and charging entry fees, which are certainly going to appeal to some, but they're not our kind of place to hang out. We like a more laid-back feel with the added advantage of realistic drink prices. Once you have made your way back across the busy road, we decided to grab dinner on the way back to our apartment. And having a local go-to restaurant is really important when you are staying long-term somewhere. It gives you somewhere close by where you don't feel like you need to walk far, or if it's raining, it's super convenient. Our favourite for the fantastic Vietnamese food was Ut Van. With its lovely outdoor seating, they had live musicians and great food at fantastic prices. A really good sign is that there were many Vietnamese people eating there. It was fresh, tasty, and they had an extensive menu to choose from, so there's always something new to try. The staff were really keen for you to try some new dishes and showed you how to put things together. We can highly recommend it and you won't be disappointed. My favourite was the bun cha, with tasty roast pork and pork rissoles, and you mix it as you like in a delicious broth and season this with chili and garlic. It was my absolute favourite and I had it at least 3 times a week. As we mentioned before, we're finding Da Nang a bit more challenging to love compared to other places in Vietnam. It appears to be gradually losing some of its Vietnamese character as it transforms itself. Many locals appear to be relocating away from the central areas as hotels, restaurants, cafes and spas catering to visitors move in. You'll find more bars here, similar to those in Thailand or Bali, and unlike Hanoi or other Vietnamese cities, it feels like these changes come at the expense of its authentic food culture and the local atmosphere that make Vietnam special. We still have a few weeks here though, so it'll be interesting to see if our impressions change as we explore further. Next time, we'll take you through the mouth-watering food scene, highlighting a few hidden gems among the local restaurants and cafes that you might otherwise overlook. We'll also show you the food fair we attended